Hey everybody, it's Brad at Dayport Brothers LLC out in Versailles, Ohio. Gonna do another walk around video, followed by an operational video on this 2004 John Deere 310SG Backhoe that came in and we're putting up for sale. Like always, I'll walk around, I'll talk about the features and functions. I'll get up close to everything, I'll show you everything that I see, tell you everything that I know, and then of course we'll fire it up. We'll run it through its paces, we'll show you the bucket pins on the back. We'll show you the pins where the boom mounts to the frame and the front loader bucket. We'll let you hear the engine. We'll show you the hydraulics are strong. Show you the brakes work good. Kind of just run it through its paces. As always, if you are in the market for a used backhoe, a used piece of construction equipment, or a used piece of ag equipment, please subscribe to the channel. Please like the video. Your likes and subscriptions help other people who are looking for equipment find our videos and find our machines, and we truly do appreciate it. All right, like I said, this one is a 2004 Deere 310SG cab with heat, four-wheel drive, Extendahoe, pilot controls, Powershift. It's got the switchable control pattern, 2-foot digging bucket, 5,324 hours, 15,955 pound operating weight. So here in a little bit, we'll fire it up and we'll show you. The pins up here in the front are actually pretty tight. There's a little bit of play, but not bad at all. Nothing out of the ordinary. I would not call these sloppy. And as I get up close to it here, you'll see there's some surface rust in some spots. You can kind of see here, there's some spots here and on the loader arms, kind of around the edges and speckles around the frame. And under the cab, the fenders are probably the worst part, but we'll get up close to those here in a little bit. But you can see loader arm is nice and straight here. Yellow paint is decent. It's got a little bit of a fade to it, but it is a 21-year-old machine. As you can see, got some rust here on this cylinder lock arm. But nice and straight there, just chips and stuff everywhere. Every once in a while there, you can see paint chips. And taking a good look at this front tire here. As you can see there, I'm gonna say we're probably at a good 40% to 45% tread depth. I think I'm being very fair there. There is definitely life left in those tires as far as tread depth goes. Little bit of weather checking there, as you can see. Not awful, but there is some weather checking starting. Taking a look at this front rim here, as you can see there. That yellow paint's a little faded and it's got some surface rust and stuff around the edges and everything like that, but not too bad. It's actually not too many big dents or dings or nicks in the round the edge or anything like that. Over here on the battery box, as you can see, it's got rust down here and there. It's kind of got rusted through. Pretty common on these. Those battery boxes get dirt and moisture and then they rust out. You can see. And then, like I said, just typical surface rust and some cement splatter there. Coming back here and looking at the fender. These are plastic fenders on these. As you can see there, a couple scuffs and scratches here, but pretty darn straight as far as that goes. Looking at the rear tire on this side, I'm gonna say we're probably at 20% tread life. I think I'm being pretty fair there. There's some life left, but they are getting worn down more. As you can see there, it's got some weather checking. We have not had to add any air to the tires yet, so they are holding air, but there's definitely getting some weather checking. And then down here underneath the fenders, this is probably the worst part of the whole machine. I don't know how well you guys can see it. I'll try to get in a little closer here in a second, but there is some rust through under the fenders spot there. As you can see there, that flaking pretty good right there. And the back corners on both sides, there's some rust through there. Down here is not so bad. This thicker stuff down here, but right there in the corners on the cab is definitely the worst spot. Taking a step back, looking at the outrigger on this side. I can tell you, we had this machine sitting in the shop over the weekend. There was no oil on the ground. Everything seemed to be good and dry. I didn't see any pools or puddles, but the outriggers had started to settle down some. But they are dry up here, but they definitely were settled down a little bit. Everything down here, both these cylinders look pretty dry. We'll show you these pins in a little bit. These two pins here have more play than any of the other pins do. There's definitely some play there. You'll see that here in a little bit. Hydraulics are very strong. Taking a good look here at the boom and the stick, I don't see anything that looks like it's been cracked or welded. And as you can see there, the paint's still decent, especially for a 21-year-old machine. Not all nasty back here. I don't see anything that looks like it's been cracked or welded or plated on the boom or the stick. 2-foot digging bucket looks pretty good. It's nice and square. Same thing here. That cylinder looks pretty dry. Bucket on this side looks good. Again, boom and the stick, I don't see anything cracked or welded on this side. And that paint's pretty decent. As you can see, the decals are faded a little bit, but nothing I wouldn't expect for a 21-year-old machine. Outrigger on this side, everything looks good there. Same thing. Like I said, both outriggers had settled down just a little bit over the weekend. Looking at the rear tire on this side, I'm going to say it's about the same as the other side as far as tread depth. And as you can see there, it does have some weather checking. Rear rim on this side, I think I forgot to look at the other side, but it's pretty similar to this one. Again, paint's a little faded, but pretty darn straight. No major nicks or dings around the edge. And then up underneath the fender on this side, again, same thing as the other side. Underneath the fenders are definitely the worst spots. There's some rust through back there. Try to get in there. Not as much on the front side, on this side, but you can see there. Up under the fenders are definitely the worst there where it meets up to the cab. Diesel tank, everything looks pretty good there. Taking a look at the front tire on this side, I'd say it's pretty close to the other side. Definitely life left here in this front tire. Again, just a little bit of weather checking there. Trying to hold as still as I can so you can kind of see that. Front rim again on this side, that paint's a little faded and has some surface rust here and there, but pretty straight around the edge. No major nicks or dings there. Taking a look at the loader arm on this side, again pretty similar to the other side, pretty darn straight, just some paint chips here and there and some scratches and spots where it's flaked off a little bit there. I don't see anything that looks like it's been cracked or welded or plated on either side of the loader arms or the bucket. We'll take a good look here at the bucket. Well, as you can see here, pretty straight. I'm not noticing any big dents or dings or any bows in the bucket. Cutting edge is pretty good. Quite a bit of life left there on that cutting edge. Everything looks pretty good here. That front nose, everything's pretty good. That front grill's surprisingly straight, and the paint up on top is actually pretty good. That gray. Get up a little closer and we'll pop the hood here in a minute. Take a look at the engine. But everything looks pretty good up here. Let's see if I can do it with one hand. There we go. Just had to push a little harder. Take a look in here at the engine compartment. As you can see up top here, nice and clean. A little bit of dust and dirt in here, but it's very dry. I don't see any oil or diesel or antifreeze running around anywhere. As you can see here on the side of the block, everything looks really good. Does have a block heater there. Pretty darn clean in here, really. Again, I'm not seeing any oil or diesel running down the side of the block anywhere. Go take a look on the other side. There, as you can see down in there, again, very clean. diesel running down the side of the block anywhere here. Inside there in the back, everything looks good. Taking a look at the cab. All the glass is good. I don't see any cracks in any of the glass or any spider webbing anywhere. Here, as you can see, some of that paint peeling has got some rust here. Down here, that floor mat's tore in a couple spots right here. Right there's a good spot of rust. Like I said, on the fenders are the worst spots. Floor mat, like I said, a couple tears over here. Take a good look at the seat here. That bottom cushion's good. I don't see any cuts or tears there. Back cushion looks good. Armrests just show their age, but both are present. Actually, it looks like maybe this one's probably been replaced at some point, because this side's looks newer than this side does. Pilot controls, joystick looks good on this side. Same thing on this side. Everything down there looks good. Outriggers. Your dash, as you can see here, the plastic's pretty bright on the inside here. $53.24 on the hours. Loader controls work good. Has the detent. Throttle pedal looks good. Brake pedals look good. Brakes work strong. You'll see that here in a little bit. Forward reverser. It's got the power shift. Steering wheel looks good. Like I said, this plastic up here is pretty bright still. Headliner. I'll kind of take a look at that as I step out too, but pretty decent up here. Look, it's got some dust. It's got a little bit of a dusty look, but I don't see any major water stains or anything like that. There you can see just a little bit of dust, maybe a little spot there. All right, like I said, this one's a 2004 John Deere 310SG. Lots of photos on our website. That's listed down below in the description. If you have any questions, comment down below. We'll try to answer them for you. We'll get that hood shut, we'll fire it up and get right into an operational video.